Just before coming here, I saw a little something that I like to share with you. This is sarcasm. Um, just someone saying, last year in 2019, school children were told that mobile is not allowed in school. And this year, schools are saying students are not allowed in school, use the mobile. So that's the kind of the world we are facing right now, and that is very interesting. So, and also I have a request that I will make, also I can remind you later, but this is because I now remember to ask that perhaps we can have people interested in guiding this Wednesday meditation. I have to speak to Bante Sankitcha about this, how to organize it, and sometimes Dawn has been guiding these sessions pre-pandemic, and she has expressed her interest in, when I ask her if she likes to do that, she has offered that she will be able to accommodate that on some days. So we are thinking about expanding this to see, particularly some people are now retired and they have more time. They may like to uh, have the opportunity in teaching. Not really teaching like this is teaching, like offering a guided meditation, and also like reading some inspirational reading and ending the session within the hour or as it goes. So that is there. And also the third thing is that uh, our Great Lakes Buddhist Vihara will be sending a link out to everybody, and those who are not in that list, I can share the link, and that link is the link that we will be using for all the events during the Rains retreat, because we just want everybody to have access to one place, one link. And I think we can do the guided meditations on Mondays and Wednesdays and Saturdays and on other days using that link. So that is also happening, but I think the monastery has not sent that email out to people yet. And today what I hope to do is a short guided meditation. I'm not sure how short this will be. And then read a quote that may inspire you to think a little bit more, and then say something about that and end the session for today, because I just want to bring back our guided meditations that we have been usually doing here, which was not about sutra discussions. It's just about meditation and something to discuss. And on Mondays, as it has been the way, we will continue doing our sutra discussions. We had a very successful event last Monday, and so this is just the Wednesday program for meditation, and for on Fridays we will have the program in Sinhalese, and on Saturday mornings guided meditation in English, and on Sunday the weekly program, weekly Dhamma talk, and the offerings that is done on every Sunday because of the rains retreat Vasana season. So those are things that I have to say. Don't think about them in the meditation. And we will begin with our 5 precepts, and we will go on to chanting Itipiso, Swakhato, Supatipanno, and after that we will be doing our guided meditations. Okay? Please put your palms together and join with me. Maybe your eyes closed, so we will chant together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato Samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi sanghang saranang gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinnādāna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kāmesu miccācārā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musāvādā veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Suramēraya majjapamā daṭṭhānā veramani Sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijjācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarathi Sattha deva manussanang buddho bhagavati. Swakhato bhagavata dhammo sanditthiko akaliko ehi passiko opanaiko Paccattāng veditabbo viññūhīti. Supatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Ujupatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Nyāyapatipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Samīci patipanno bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Yadidang cattari purisa yugani attha purisa puggala. Esa bhagavato sāvaka sangho. Ahuneyo pahuneyo dakhineyo anjali karaniyo anuttarang punyakhetang lokassati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Great. Now, do the bell one more time. You may now close your eyes and take a deep breath in and release, letting go of all the distractions, obstructions externally, and gather yourself, focusing on your inner experience. Now you mindfully breathe in, mindfully breathe out. However you spend the day today might affect your sitting this time. It could involve food or what you have been talking and thinking today, or some incidents that are important in your life. So, to support this guided meditation, I invite you to do a simple body scanning to relax your body. As you normally breathe in and breathe out now, focus on your eyes. See if you have closed your eyes in such a way that you feel comfortable, not pressing against the eyeballs and your eyelids, so they are beginning to relax and take some rest. Also, not falling asleep. You stay alert and mindful about any tendency to sleep that may arise in your mind. Your forehead, take some, give some attention to your forehead. See how relaxed it is. Also relax your head, the back of your head. Relax your mind also, meaning you are beginning to tame it in such a way that it rejoices and enjoys this guided meditation. Now relax your ears, your neck, your shoulders, your arms, your palms, your fingers, your nails, and your chest. Below your chest, the muscles that you can take notice of. Also, your back, particularly below your shoulders. Make a straight line supporting this meditation, adding peace to your peaceful nature, calmness that you may experience momentarily. Take a deep breath in again and release. How relaxed do you feel? If you put that in a scale from 1 to 10, number 1 may mean you are not relaxed at all. Number 10 may mean you are very relaxed. I would say I am sort of between number 7 and 9, beginning to relax. Now begin to relax also your muscles pressed against your seat, particularly below your waistline, your thighs, your knees. Below your knees, you relax your shin bones, the two long bones connecting with your ankles. See if you have to adjust your body as you pay attention to the soles of your feet. Now begin to relax your feelings across the body. How do you feel? Do you feel sleepy? Do you feel tired? Do you feel achy? Move away from that feeling with little effort and mindfulness. Maybe adding a gentle smile to your face would help. Relax any part of your body that you think should be included into the scanning of your body. Now begin being mindful about your in-breath and out-breath. With each breath, you are relaxing your upper body and you are also enjoying that, experiencing any relaxation as you experience them across the body, through this body, in your entire body. Where is your mind? What is the focus of it? Is it important? Can I let it go, or should I cultivate it? This is a wise decision to make right now. Now your mind synchronizes with the rhythm of your breathing. So you are mindful as you breathe in, mindful as you are breathing out, mindful as you breathe in, mindful as you breathe out. Whatever you feel, do you have to stay with it, accept it, or let it go? Do something about it. You may use your adhikthana, your determination for liberation, to tackle the issues that you may be facing during the middle of this week, or during the course of this meditation. What is the experience of silence to you right now? Silencing the thoughts. How can you do that? By doing that, you will also enjoy the silence outside your inner experience. Now do this one step, which is taking a deep breath in, and that is a long breath. You exhale, that is a long breath. Taking a short breath in, that is a short breath. Exhaling that short breath, that is also exhaling short. See these details of your breathing experience. You are not going to see things that your mind is trying to show you, as your eyes are now closed. Mind may work like a magician trying to show you things. Let them go. You may not worry about how your body may look for others, may appear ugly or twisted or what. It's just that body that you will abandon one day. But your mind is very sharp because you just cultivated mindfulness this far. So begin feeling like a hero who won this moment. Take deep breaths when you can and be mindful about that. Third, you become sensitive to the rhythm of your breath, to the body of your breath. Your material body's movements are now being observed, becoming a little bit more advanced in your practice. I notice my shoulders and my chest, my abdomen. These are also moving as I breathe in and breathe out. So I am now sensitive to that. Now find any feeling where you feel, through which you feel tranquility. But you are still mindfully breathing out and breathing in whatever that you are experiencing. It's done with mindful breathing. This is Anapanasati, mindfulness on inhaling and exhaling, mindfulness on breathing. So, in a couple of minutes, we will conclude the guided instructions and switch to loving kindness chanting. Scan your body now in a slightly different way to see if you still have those problems you had earlier, agitations and painful feelings. If you don't, perhaps that is the tranquility that you cultivated in a short time of focusing on your inhaling and your exhaling. So it worked. Each breath is now connecting mentality and materiality. Each thought is connected with mentality and materiality. Nama and Rupa, mentality and materiality. Alright, let me now make the switch to loving kindness, chanting.
This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties, and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would later reprove, wishing in gladness and in safety. May all beings be at ease, whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born. May all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another, or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harm upon another, even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child, so with a boundless heart should one cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, free from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness. One should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding, by not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of vision, being freed from all sense desires, is not born again into this world.
So the quote I'm going to read is something I found from Contemplative Monk's page. It's in Facebook. It said, when someone tries to trigger you by insulting you or by doing or saying something that irritates you, take a deep breath and switch off your ego. Remember that if you are easily offended, you are easily manipulated. So that last part, if you are easily offended, you are easily manipulated. This was, I think, this is the charged point in that quote. And that's very, very nice perspective to have, turning off your ego so you don't react. When we say we are turning off your ego, what we mean by that is that we let things be and be patient because things get better. At the same time, you stop thinking that me, my, and mine, me, my, and mine kind of a attitude. This is what you let go. So every time it's giving you a chance to see the vipassana, the insight, not inside, the insight vipassana, that you are able to undo me making, my making, and myself making. When things don't have to be your way, and you let things be the way things are, you make the path for peace. Okay, so your thoughts. If you have any thought, comment to share, I welcome that. This may remind of you things that the Buddha has said. He said, Natti loke anindito. There is no person who is not insulted in this world. He said, Mitabanim pinindanti. Those who speak little, they are insulted. Nindanti amitabanino. Also, those who speak more, they are also insulted. So, natti loke anindito. And those who remain silent, also insulted. So, there is no person who can escape. So, that is one quote where the Buddha himself speaking about, you are bound to have these experiences when you are living in the world, when you are bound with the world. Not bound with the world has a deeper connection within oneself, where you are seeing things as they arise, as I reminded you of the connection between Nama and Rupa, the mentality and materiality. You will see when you have done enough meditation, you can see a thought arising and how your body feels about that, reacts to that, is connected with that. So you experience the thought almost immediately. So that mentality and materiality working together is seen and experienced by you. And that's a wonderful thing to see. And that's not the end, but it is the beginning of your awakening, where you are now able to see little far that what if this thought didn't actually arise? You will have a lot of equanimity, upekka, so you will have a lot of peace in you to live with. And you realize it has nothing to do with others. And it is gained through your development of your patience, of your mind. So developing your mind means you have developed a lot of peace, a bank of peace that you can use in adverse situations. So in my email signature, I shared something like, not all storms are coming to disturb you. Some come to clear the way, clear your path. Storms are inevitable in life. In the nature, there are storms coming every week in some place in the world. And also see that these storms come and clear the path. Not all of them disturb you. They come and show you a different calling, different path, different way of unity between what is sacred to you and what is outside. Making that sacred connection helps you see far and act and speak and think the way that sacred nature, the Buddha nature, think. So, so always thinking like, is this what the Buddha would do? Remember these wristbands they had, in which they had WWJD, meaning what would the Jesus do? So you can have a wristband which is invisible, in which it says WWBD, what would the Buddha do? So you are seeing, like when talking to someone, you talk and you think. When you are looking after someone, you think like this is something the Buddha would approve. For someone who is believing in God, this is something the God would approve. So anything that is not approved, you don't want to do, because it's not the universal law, because it brings you harm, it brings you problems, anxiety, and feelings of nervousness. So we discussed few things: turning off your ego and not being easily manipulated, and also learning that everybody is insulted in any way, whether you speak little or speak more or stay silent. Somebody has something to say about that. It's like that horse story. Like someone says, why are you, that horse must be tired that you are on it and the horse is taking you to some place. So the man decides to like walk with the horse, and somebody then say, why do you do that? So all these are, things. And another story of a man who um, has horses at home, in his farm, and the horse, you know, there's one horse and he runs away, and other people saying, oh, it's very unfortunate. And the man said, maybe. And in a couple of days, the horse comes back with another one. And people say, wow, you are lucky. And the man said, maybe. And the following week, his son climbs up the untamed the horse, not the hearse, and he falls and breaks his leg. And then people say, very unfortunate. And the man said, maybe. And the following week, there is a war. So the king invites all the young men to join the military. But this man, because he broke the leg, he didn't go join the military. He was saved. And people said, how fortunate your son is. And the man said, maybe. So all these are like maybe experiences. Usually it's not them saying, it's our own mind saying, how fortunate, how unfortunate. It's we always think that it's somebody else saying that. It's usually our own mind making these judgments. This is again connected with something else that I like to share with you, that when you are in your 30s, you think that other people are thinking of you. And when you are in your 50s or 60s, you think less that way. And when you are in your 90s, or maybe after 90s, you realize that actually other people have not been thinking about you at all. They were so busy thinking about themselves, the way things wanted to be, the way they wanted things to be. And that's great relief if you can realize that early enough in your life. so many problems will be resolved. Any questions, comments, thoughts, experiences, beautiful things to share? So I feel like I'm not talking to the computer. You can unmute yourself and speak if you have to speak. Seems nobody is interested in talking today.
Bante, the 8 vicissitudes are in that, the whatever your topic, right? Within that topic.
Remind me of what those are. I've heard of them, but now off of my head, what are those? Ashta,
Labha, so
oh,
yes.
those things, right. Right, not being shaken with Ashta Loka Dharma. Thank you for that. Do you have any more things to say? I see Dawn's comment. I'm not going to read it.
I mean, the Ninda Prasansa is over there. Like you were saying that when you are silent, you are getting
Insulted.
insulted. When you are not silent, I mean, all those things are.
Tell the people what Ninda means and what Prasansa means.
Blame and praise.
When you get blame from other people.
Right.
So, like when you get, it is just like insulted.
Right.
When if you are not talking anything and in keep yourself silent, then also you can get blame. So, and
Yes.
so just like that.
Thank you. Let's go through the list. Now, the two of you, Chandrapala Mahatma and you, mentioned blame and praise, right? And also it begins with gains. We have gains and we lose things also. That's another nature. Labha and alabha, gains and things we lose. And yasa and ayasa, we have fame and also we are defamed. All by our own mind, mostly, by also the world that we associate with. And then ninda prasansa, we are insulted, also we are praised. And the last two things, basically a summary of the previous stuff. Sappa and sukha and dukkha, comfort, happiness, and unhappiness, unsatisfactoriness. So labha, alabha, yasa, ayasa, ninda, prasansa, sukha, dukkha. These 8 are called ashta loka dharmas, 8 worldly conditions, 8 worldly dharmas, natures. And I'm sure you have heard these before, and it totally is about, how these meditations can help you remain calm amidst all these 8 storms. If you were to take praise as a storm, it comes storming like celebrities have that experience. And then these tabloids and stuff try to find something about their private life and begin talking about it. Sometimes when you are very young and you are popular, it affects your, whole life, because these are your formative years and you really don't know how to handle this. This also is the case when you win a lottery, because you have zero experience in financial management. You tend to spend it and lose it. There are cases like that. So gains and losses. In all these experiences, within the Pali tradition, we have the story of Kumbha Gosaka, whose parents were wealthy, but they got an infectious disease and they wanted to protect their son. Uh, so they asked him to abandon the city and go live somewhere else. And they buried all the wealth in where their house was, and they perished. And later on, the son came and found this wealth, but all of a sudden, he didn't want to be identified as a wealthy man because people would think that he undug a treasury buried by somebody else, and he would be presented to the court, to the king's court. So he disguised himself and went to the palace and started a little job. And his job was to wake up people. And he would do that. But the king recognized by his voice or sign language that this voice must be coming from a wealthy man. And he made some tricks, sending a maid to his home, and they began dating and forgot the rest of the story. And in return, um, I think he paid that maid, not dating actually, working for him, and he paid a gold coin. And 4 times this happened, and the king began asking, like, how do you have gold coins with you? And eventually he was presented to the king and he told the truth, and thereby the king appointed him as a millionaire and also married to his daughter or something. So, like, how you handle your own situation wisely could lead to uh, saving your life and lasting peace. That's just one example. And also, when you are poor, there's a case of in Apannaka Jataka, a man who becomes really wealthy. All he begins is by uh, i- all he does is to sell a dead mice, and he sells it to a owner of a cat and earns little money and buys some fine grass and sells it and makes more money. And eventually, on a day when the ship arrived in the port, he made a deal, and he brought the roof lower to where his office was. So all these wealthy people who come to his office has to lower their head and come to his office, and that gives the buyers an impression that we have to lower our head when we go to this man's place, and gave the impression that he's a wealthy man. And he bought all of that and he sold it to the city, and he was the broker and finally made a lot of money and eventually became a buyer that way, became a wealthy man. So using financial tricks to become wealthy. So that's found in the Buddhist literature, how when you handle your situation when you are poor, when you handle your situation when you are wealthy. And the story of Mahadhana, the man who had the most wealth, huge wealth, finally became so poor because of gambling. And we have many stories like that in the present day society. All sums up into how you live your life when you have that wealth and fame. So just speaking in general, but sometimes people just don't care that they had that kind of a past and they begin living their life peacefully in any way, like trying to live as not in pieces but in peace. That also gives them lasting peace. Anyway, ended up going again up to the full hour. All right, so let's end the session today. May all beings be well and happy. May the suffering be suffering free. May the fear struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all beings rejoice in our good karma. May heavenly beings also rejoice in our good karma and find happiness and peace. May you all be well and happy. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.